Okay, we're back at Gastech, and I'm here and joined by the Secretary General of the International Energy Forum, Aldo Flores. On May 15th in Moscow, you'll be hosting a 2-day ministerial session. It's the largest gathering of energy ministers in the world. What do you hope to accomplish during this event?
Well, as usual, we want to accomplish, to have a very good engagement among ministers of producing countries, consuming countries, also transit states. A useful, interesting engagement means that the relevant issues for energy security and for the world energy markets are addressed from both sides, so that greater understanding is promoted among ministers, and hopefully as well better policy making and the type of certainty that promotes investments.
In your mind, what are the thorniest issues that will have to be addressed during the forum?
Fortunately, right now we're at a moment in which there is not much concern about how oil and gas markets are working, but there is a significant interest now that the new things concern the gas markets, the 3 regional markets that have different fundamentals and different prices. So there's a lot of curiosity around the policies and the measures that can be made or adopted to make these markets work more efficiently, so that the high difference rather, between the prices of Asia and North America can be reduced.
And that's been one of the banner headlines, especially here at Gastech, that discussion about how Asian consumers can have access to cheaper gas and whether the sellers can ease the burden a little bit more. Any ideas on how that dialogue can be brought about to bring the buyers and sellers to the same table and bridge those differences?
We just actually are coming out from a round table where we discuss some of these things, and it does not seem in principle that this is a gap that cannot be bridged. The contracts are still working, business is still flowing, gas is still meeting demands. But obviously there are ways to accommodate the needs of both suppliers and consumers. This is a discussion that we have been having in the context of the IEF ministerials and expert meetings for a while. While positions seem to be extreme, we also see that there is, in truth, a movement toward finding a new common ground that will make these markets more efficient, and in such a way that they are not only more competitive, but that they serve for the long term and in certain conditions to both, with conditions of certainty to both producers and consumers.
At the ministerial session in May, you're going to be launching TOGY Gas, which comes on the back of the Joint Oil Data Initiative. How much does data transparency play as a factor in being able to bridge that divide?
I'm glad you bring this up. It is fundamental. There's no way to structure a well-functioning market with good data. There's no way to promote gas markets internationally without this type of information. So TOGY Gas at last is going to come to fruition. It has been a 9-year process to get here through the very committed collaboration of all the TOGY organizations, OPEC, the IEA, APEC, Eurostat, UN Statistics, and OLADE, and us, trying to find the parameters, the procedures, the information, and the like, so that we can incorporate all of them into this database that will be available for everyone and for anyone that wants to do fundamental analysis of gas market trends.
Okay. And just as a last question, we're here in Gastech, and we brought together the major gas stakeholders of the world. Have you seen a sort of an evolution in who has a voice in the gas community?
I'm taking a while to answer, because I'm thinking that one of the things that we have been seeing, especially now, we also discussed it in our own session, is that the new players on the supply side, we know, are in North America. So it's most of the discussion right now on the supply side is focusing there. But on the demand side, it's a lot about Asia and about how policy is going to be moving in Europe. So those are right now the 3 main components. But the evolution is not moving beyond those players. There's a lot of hope about what can happen in East Africa, in the East Mediterranean, and how that will affect the dynamics of the Asian market or the European market. But that's still a process that is unfolding, and we have yet to learn more about that.
Sure. Okay. Well, Aldo Flores, thank you very much.
Great to be with you. Thank
Likewise.
you.
Okay.